What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Jocelyn. You already know what's going on. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, you already know what it is. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. Okay, hello. Welcome to this video. You saw the title. I'm going to be talking about the things that I watched this year. Now, when I talk about the things that I watched, I just want to clarify really quickly. There will be some exceptions to what I'm about to say, but I will get to them when I get to them. First, I'm going to be talking about the releases that I have seen that have come out this year in the order that I saw them. So, pretty simple. I guess we can just get into it. So as you can see, I have like a basic tier here. I didn't feel like naming them. I didn't feel like I had to name them, but just in case you're not familiar with ranking systems, S tier is movies that I feel were the best, in my opinion. By the way, this is not, I am in no way a film critic or critic of any type. This is just, I will tell you what I liked or didn't like about these movies, but this is all based on opinion. It's my list. I can do that. But yeah, anyways. Yes, so S tier, movies that I enjoyed the most, my favorite from the year, and probably potentially had the highest scores out of all the other films that I've watched. A will just be movies that were really good. B are movies that were cool that I enjoyed. C, films that were fine, or maybe I don't remember, maybe because it's just been so long or they didn't really have any lasting impact on me. And then D, actually, you know what? I'm gonna change this to flop. I feel like that's appropriate. This tier right here is just for films that were not it, chief. Okay, now you know the rankings. I have 46 films, I think. I'm not gonna talk extensively about every single film because this video is already gonna be kind of long and I don't want it to be that long, and some films I may not even have much to say at all, but I don't want to make this video super long and I want to have it out before the end of the year. And I'm the one who has to edit these things, people. So, and I talk a lot, I ramble. This intro is already 5 minutes. I need to get started. So I have two lists, by the way. I wasn't able to upload all of the photos in one tier list, so I made another one. So once we run out, then I'll just go to the other one. But okay, we're gonna start with the first release that I saw. I wasn't really interested just because of like the format of the movie. The streets were saying the movie was good, so I checked it out and I actually really enjoyed the movie. It was actually really good and I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. I'm gonna give it an A. I'm gonna give it an A because it was better than I thought. So the next film that we have is a little film called You People. It's about a black girl who dates a white guy. That's the plot. It was fine. It was like entertaining. I don't think I would watch it again, but like it was funny. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is funny. Eddie Murphy's funny. I'm gonna give this movie a C just because I wouldn't watch it again. Next, I think I'm gonna say this was my first disappointment of the year. Now, Knock at the Cabin, really quickly. I believe it's based on a book. I did not read the book, but I was excited to see it because it looked like an interesting premise and it's directed by M. Night. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10, which it might sound harsh, but it's actually like C tier. But you know what? I'm gonna put it here because I did like this movie more than You People. So next would be my second disappointment of the year and probably the biggest. There's a million videos on this movie, so feel free to watch any of them critiquing this film or talking about the differences between this story and what happens in the comics. I talked about this film actually in a video earlier this year, so you should probably go check that out. So I'm gonna put it in C. I did enjoy it more than, but yeah, C. I can't watch it again. Next is Cocaine Bear. Now, long story short, this is based off it's loosely based off a true story about a bear who found a loose package of, can I say cocaine on YouTube? It's about a bear who found baking soda and consumed it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy this movie, and it's kind of like, this is one of those movies where it's not meant to win Best Picture. It's meant to have a good time. It was directed by, yes, Elizabeth Banks. This film was directed by Elizabeth Banks, and she's hilarious. She's super funny. I'm gonna give it a C, but I'm gonna put it because I enjoyed it. Would I watch it again? Yes, I would, but I'm not gonna put it in B tier because that's just too much. 6 out of 10. So yes, I think I'm okay with this right here. Okay, so next up is Creed 3. Now, Creed is a spin-off series of Rocky. The film was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I think the performances were great. The lovely child who plays Amara, whose name is Mila Davis Kent. Is it me? I think it's Mila. Mila Davis Kent. She plays the daughter of Adonis. If you like boxing, if you like Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson, if you like comeback stories, then you'll like Creed 3. So I gave Creed 3 an 8.8 out of 10. I'm gonna put it in A tier. You know, it's a high 8, and it definitely has a watchability. Okay, before I talk about the next movie, this is one of those instances where I'm ignoring how I said I was gonna do this video. Earlier this year, a film by the title of Scream 6 came out, and I had never seen any of the Scream movies, so I watched all of them in order before I saw Scream. That's a lie. I think I watched the first 4, and then I saw 6, and then I saw 4 and 5 or something. I don't know, but I'm gonna talk about the Scream movies really quickly in order. So first Scream, wow. First of all, I had never seen Scream, and I didn't really know what it was about. Like, I knew Ghostface and all that, and Final Girl, whatever, but I didn't know too much about it. This has become one of my favorite movies. This movie was really, really, really good, and I loved it, and the performances were great, and Ghostface was great, and it was just a very good movie, and I was surprised at how not scary it was. It is a scary movie, it's a horror movie, but it's more of a thriller than a horror, I would say. Again, I'm not like I wouldn't call myself an expert in horror films, but it wasn't as scary as I thought, but it was still enjoyable nonetheless. So 8.4 out of 10. I'm gonna put this one in A, just because I liked it so much and it's become one of my favorite films. Yeah, I remember this one a little bit. I do remember it a little bit. I'm gonna give Scream 2, I'm gonna put it in B. I do remember liking that movie. Back to Scream 3. I don't remember the plot of this one. I do remember enjoying it though. Oh, I didn't tell you what I rated Scream 2, my bad. Scream 2, 7.4. Scream 3, 6.9. So based on that, I'm gonna put it in C. I'll put it right here. Scream 4, I do remember Scream 4. I did watch Scream 4 after Scream 6, but I like going in order. Yeah, Scream 4 was cool. Scream 4 I felt a little more connected to it just because it was more modern. This one was cool. Scream 4 was cool. So I'll put Scream 4 in B tier, and I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Scream 5. I do like Marissa. I do like Melissa Barrera. Having seen her in The Heights, I really enjoyed her performance in that movie, and I think she's really talented and really great. Yeah, and Jenna Ortega, I was a fan, so it was cool seeing them. And then the rest of the cast, the core 4, Jasmine Savoy and Mason Gooding Jr. I enjoyed them together. So yeah, I really liked Scream 5. I really enjoyed it. I gave it an 8 out of 10. So I'm gonna put it in B, because I would definitely watch it again, and it was pretty enjoyable. And Scream 7, you guys. I said Scream 7. Clearly, I've been out of school too long. I can't read Roman numerals. Okay, Scream 6. I really liked Scream 6. I was really excited to see it, and I'm so glad that I saw it in theaters because it was really cool. It was funny. It was cool that it took place in New York, and just like, I'm not gonna spoil this one, but I will say, like, definitely watch them in order, so you can like figure out the formula of the Scream movies. And just like the opening scene of this film, like the first 10-15 minutes, it was really good. And it actually, for me, it's like, I think my second favorite opening besides the first one. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. Love the cast. They were all pretty talented, and you know, I think they have great chemistry together. I gave it an 8 out of 10. So I'm gonna put Scream 6. I'm gonna put it here just because it was one of my favorite watches from the year, and I really liked it, and I would definitely watch it again. So yeah. And if you like scary movies or horror movies, but you don't really like them too scary, definitely watch Scream. To me, in my opinion, they're more thriller than horror, but yeah, I really enjoyed them. So I wouldn't consider myself the biggest DC EU fan, but I do like DC comics, DC characters, DC content, but this just isn't my favorite. I saw it because I like superhero movies. I didn't have like high expectations for this one, and I wasn't really expecting a lot. But then also, I like Rachel Zegler. She was great in West Side Story, and she's great in another film that came out this year that I will talk about later. But this one was like fine. It was kind of funny. I don't think I would like watch it again, or maybe I might watch it again someday, but like not anytime soon. So I gave this one a 7.2 out of 10. I'm gonna put it in C. It was fine. I'm gonna put it, I think I'm good with it right there. So again, I'm gonna kind of ignore the rules that I said earlier. John Wick Chapter 4 came out, but I didn't watch it when it came out because I had yet to finish John Wick Chapter 3. I'm not gonna lie. I love John John Wick. First of all, I love the John Wick movies. I think they're great. Keanu Reeves is fantastic. I watched the first one. I watched the second one. Loved them both. Okay, I gave it a 7.9. I don't really remember this movie that much, but I feel like if I watched it again, I would give it a higher score. But I would definitely watch this again. So I'm gonna put it in B tier, and I'll put it here. Okay, that's good. I'm fine with that. Now, John Wick Chapter 4. I gotta say, I think this rivals Chapter 1 for me. I don't know which one I like better. I just recently watched Chapter 4. I watched it on Thanksgiving. I watched it Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving night with my cousin. And we were watching it together. And this movie is crazy. It's so good. I really don't know what else to say. It was just really good, and the performances were great. Some of the shots were incredible, and Rina Sawayama was in it, which was that was so cool and amazing. I love her, and I love her music. So I was like, wow, that's really cool. So yeah, definitely like if you like action, watch John Wick. This one gets a 9 out of 10. So I'm gonna put John Wick Chapter 4 in A tier, and I'm gonna put it, I believe, yeah, out of these films, I definitely liked this one the most. Next is Murder Mystery 2. I watched Murder Mystery 1 when it came out. The wedding. See, the fact that I can't really remember the plot is, it's already giving C. I don't really have much to say about it. It was like, if you like Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler together, you know that it's an iconic pairing. Yeah, it got a 6.95. But now I feel like that's probably too. I'm gonna give Murder Mystery 2 a flop because I can't remember the plot and I can't talk about it. Because I can't remember the plot. So yeah. Next is a movie that also surprised me. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I know next to actually I know more than next. I know nothing. I know less than nothing about Dungeons and Dragons. I know nothing about the lore, the characters, the games, the books, anything and everything. I have nothing. I'm just a person. I love action and adventure. Action is my favorite genre of movie. Is that bad to say for Can you hear that? Is that bad to say for a cinephile such as myself that my favorite genre is action and not like drama or obscure French horror from the 40s? Maybe, I don't know. But I actually enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I would. I like Chris Pine and I like Letty, so I was like, oh yeah, let me go Letty. Her name is Michelle Rodriguez. I really enjoyed this film. I couldn't tell you what it's about because I don't know the lore. It's just these people get together to steal some stuff and that's all I can say without spoiling it. But it was good and I really enjoyed it. And it was really funny too, and I thought that the cast had a lot of chemistry, so I rated it. I gave it an 8.7 out of 10. Wow. 8.7 out of 10. Where's the photo? Okay. I'm gonna give it B tier, but it was good. It was really good. I'm gonna give it B tier, and then I'm gonna put it right here just because I watched Scream so long ago and I don't remember it as much. Okay, next. So this was another movie that surprised me, but not necessarily in a great way. Oh man, I hate to say this. First of all, I want to say I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I'm a huge Super Mario fan. I have a Switch and I've played all the games. I love Mario. I love it. I really do. And I'm invested in it, and I have been since I was really young. And I was super excited to see this film. I heard about the cast. I didn't agree with all of the casting choices, but that's none of my business. I watched the first trailer that came out for this movie. I was scared about what it was gonna be, and once I saw the trailer, oh my god. First of all, that was one of the best trailers I've ever seen, yo. I was disappointed. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. The poster is really flashy and nostalgic, but I also didn't think this would be like the best movie ever, but I did expect to enjoy it a lot more than I did, and I just didn't. And I don't know if, I'm not gonna blame anyone, you know, I don't know if there just like wasn't enough material to pull from to make a story. Luigi was like barely in the movie, and like the ending was like weird, and I didn't enjoy this film as much, and I've only seen it once. So I gave this a 6.9 out of 10 because I was disappointed. And I really hate to do this, I swear I do, but I have to put it in C tier because I was disappointed, you know. I think I'm gonna leave it there. I think that's fair. Keep the surprises coming. Evil Dead Rise. I don't understand. I don't remember the reason why my friends and I wanted to see this film, and I was like, yeah, okay, I guess. I'm not like a scary movie person, you know? But I was like, yeah, sure, I'll see Evil Dead Rise. Again, I know nothing about the lore. I know this is already a thing, a game, film. I think there's another film or like another, I don't know. I know there's lore behind this, and I don't know any of it. I came into this movie blind. I actually really enjoyed this movie, and I would watch it again. It was actually really good, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. And I don't know, I think it's because I saw Scream and I really liked it, and I saw this and I really liked it, and there's another horror movie that I will talk about later that I saw that I really liked, and I don't know, like, this genre is growing on me, and this movie was really good. So yeah, and it wasn't like too scary, you know, it was like a good amount of scary. So I gave Evil Dead Rise a 7 out of 10, and I think if I saw it again I'd probably rank it just a little higher. So I'm gonna give Evil Dead Rise, I'm gonna put it in B tier. Yeah, okay. This is another one of those movies that I'm not gonna go into super detail about because again, there's a plethora of videos that you can watch about this. But what I will say before I talk about it really quickly is everybody has their guilty pleasures, you know. For some people it might be eating in the bed, for some people it might be sweets, for some people it might be shopping sprees. You know, one of my guilty pleasures is the Fast and Furious franchise. I know a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about it, especially as each movie has come out, but you know what I will say is that I like the movies, okay? Like I said, I'm an action person, and these movies are action and family, and I love it. They do crazy stuff and I love it. I will say this is the first one that I walked away from the theater and I was like, I don't know. But this movie, I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that it ended on a cliffhanger. I'm here for the ride. Pun intended. But yeah, this one was like not my favorite, and I was kind of like, man, I wanted to like it a little bit more. Would I watch it again? Absolutely. Of course I would. Fast X. 6.7 out of 10. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. I'll put it like right here. You know what? Whatever. This is my list. Screw you. I can do what I want. Okay, next we're gonna talk about this piece of art right here, The Little Mermaid. Now, as I was pointing out my biases in for the last movie, this is my Ariel. Halle Bailey is my Ariel. I will stand 10 toes down. This movie, I'm already tell you what I rated. I gave it a 9 out of 10, and I saw this movie 4 times, and once it came out on Amazon, I bought the movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm a supporter. I'm real. Shout out to Halle Bailey. First of all, the voice, Halle Bailey. I mean, we already knew she could sing, so we don't need to discuss that. The acting chops, guys, if you haven't seen The Little Mermaid, spoiler alert. She doesn't talk for half the film because her voice is taken by Ursula, who's played by Melissa McCarthy back here. Also, Melissa McCarthy did a great job. Poor Unfortunate Souls. I was in the theater. I was bopping. I was grooving. I was vibing. The music was great. She does not speak for half the movie. Yet, like, her acting. Like, she was acting. Miss Ma'am can act. This is a big thing. And it's a real, like, skill. You know what I'm saying? And I swear, I'm not just like, if she was trash, that's harsh. But if she was trash, I wouldn't say she was trash. But I would not be giving her this much praise if she was trash. She wasn't trash, of course. But I'm just saying, yeah. Anyways, like I said, 9 out of 10. The Little Mermaid is gonna go in A tier because of course it is. Great film. Next, we're gonna talk about this masterpiece. First of all, I will talk about this more in my next video, but shout out to Metro Boomin for producing the soundtrack. You already know where this is going. There's no discussion, no debate, nothing else needs to happen. We already know where this movie's going, but let me just talk about it really quickly. First of all, I love Spider-Man. I have to say Spider-Man is probably my favorite comic book character. And yeah, I love Spider-Man and I love Miles Morales. Yeah, I would say this movie is like one of like 3 or 4 of my highest rated films on this list. And you know, if you don't understand why this film is going in S tier, then I really don't know what to say. That movie was crazy and it was so good. I'll tell you what I gave it. I rated this film a 10 out of 10. I do not give 10s lightly, okay? I have my things that I like. I have my guilty pleasures. I have my fast X's, okay? Like I said, I don't give out 10s lightly. And Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, if there's any film that is deserving of a 10, it's most definitely this one. It was so good. It was so good. So it gets a perfect score for me. S tier. No need to explain further. Okay, so it's been a while since I've seen the Shia LaBeouf / Mark Wahlberg Transformers films. But I do remember liking the Shia LaBeouf films. I don't remember anything about the Mark Wahlberg films, but I do remember liking Transformers. I wanted to see this film because of Dominique Fishback, and like, you know, the Transformers, like, they're cool, and again, I like action, and I have a Regal Unlimited subscription, so if I'm remotely interested, if I'm slightly interested in something, I can go see it. You know, I have the perk of being able to see what I want. So yeah, I'm trying to remember what happened in this movie. Okay, I wasn't really feeling it, and I knew after like maybe 20 minutes that I was not gonna like it too much. But I was like, okay, it's fine. It's gonna be like a probably like a 6.5 or something like that. Like, it's gonna be okay. I probably wouldn't watch it again, but it's just gonna be okay. Now, what really lost me was at the end of the. I need to pull up a picture of this. I know this is a low quality photo, but I don't think it would matter if it was high quality. This is something that happened in the film in the first of all, this film takes place in the 90s, which, now that I'm just thinking about it, does that mean, then what, is this the same universe for, with the other, but this is before, so that, does that affect the canon or the story? Oh, and we'll get to that in a second. At the end of the film, Anthony Ramos becomes Tony Stark, and that's it. I don't have anything else to say, but there are no words to like describe my confusion, so it's not for me. But also, at the end of this film, there's a G.I. Joe. You know how people kept joking that the Fast franchise was getting too crazy, and that and they would have one end credit scene, and Nick Fury would show up and be like, "We need your help." You know, that's what happened at the end of this movie. I can't remember who it was, but somebody showed up and said, "Welcome to the G.I. Joe program," or something. Like, Transformers and G.I. Joe, that's what? That's like having a hot dog and putting banana slices on it. I just don't see it. But again, I don't know the lore, so maybe it's just me. It might be just me. I can be fair, okay? And to be fair, I have to rate it what I have to rate it. So I gave this film a I didn't even put a rating in my notes. Let me go to Letterboxd real quick. I would say follow me on Letterboxd, but that's private. I need to give my reviews in private, and I need to be a hater in private. And I need to stand up for the films that I like in private, okay? I don't even remember if I rated it on Letterboxd. Thank you. Okay, let me see. Okay, I did not. Did I even rate it? Oh, okay. So I gave it 2 stars. 2 out of 5 stars, which would equal 2 stars. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It gets 2 stars. I'm gonna put this in flop. Just because you almost had me at C, but then the Iron Man, the Mark 42 suit, and then the G.I. Joe crossover, you lost me. I'm sorry. I can't do that. Okay, now the Blackening. Matter of fact, before we talk about the Blackening, let me talk about the film. I saw 2 films on the day that I saw this film. This is the second film I watched. The first film I saw was this one right here. I'm gonna talk about this one first, and you'll know why in a second. So first of all, the only reason I saw this movie was because, again, if I'm slightly interested in something, I have the privilege of being able to go see it because I have Regal Unlimited. Not sponsored, but hey, Regal, hit me up, please. So I saw just because I could. I knew it was gonna be trash. I'm being honest. If something's trash, I'm gonna say it's trash. I knew this was gonna be trash. And there is a criminal at the forefront of I don't even know how this movie got to the theaters. That surprises me. Why did I see this movie? I saw this movie because I wanted to see how bad it is. It's kind of like watching demolition being done on an empty building, and then it just goes wrong, and you're like, oh my god, I can't look. This is going so bad. But you're like, I kind of have to watch. And Michael Keaton. Those are the only 2 reasons I saw this film. I don't know the actor's name who plays Supergirl, but I enjoyed the performance. I enjoyed Supergirl, and you know what? I'm gonna rant about this. I think that's about all that I like. Yeah, also, my friends and I were late. We missed like the first 15 minutes, so we missed that whole mess with the babies in the microwave and Wonder Woman and Batman were there. I was like shocked to hear that they were in the film because we missed it, and I was like, dang, that's probably seeing Batman is probably the one part of the film that I would have wanted to see. But anywho, let me rant about this real quick. Now, like I said, I'm not a huge DCEU person, but I do like the DC universe. Work with me here, okay? Basically, the premise of you don't need to see this film. You don't need to watch the film. You don't need to go see it. Basically, Barry wants to go back in time to save his mother. You know, when Barry was young, a speedster killed his mom, and his dad got framed, and he's been in jail ever since. So Barry is now older. He decides to go back in time and save his mom, but that messes with the timeline. So when he goes into the future, he doesn't go far enough, and he meets with his old self, and then like he loses his powers and whatever. So he has to like, his old self like gets his powers somehow, I don't know. So he has to figure out how to go back to his original timeline. But in this timeline that he's in, there's no Superman, and Zod is here, so they have to figure out how to defeat Zod, because he's like, well, I don't want to leave these people to die. So then he tries to get back his powers, they free Supergirl, and they fight Zod, whatever. And then the other version of himself like turns evil. He turns into like Savitar or something. I don't it's complicated. Okay, it's complicated and it doesn't make any. Here's the worst part. It's complicated and it doesn't make any sense. It's like, okay, you can have a complicated plot, but at least, anyways, you should definitely watch some breakdown video. It'll explain the plot and it'll make more sense. But here's what I need to rant about. This whole film, from watching the film with a critical eye, what I get from this film is, don't go back and change anything. If you need to go back in time for whatever reason, don't change anything, because you're gonna change whatever timeline you end up going in. Okay, you can't change the past and change the future. That's not how time travel works. I'm not a quantum physicist, but that's not how time travel works. If you're here and you go back here and you change something, that creates a branch timeline. So you can't go back to this same timeline, because that's not how time works. You create a branch timeline and you go to this new branch. You're not going to the same one. You're creating something new. Okay, that's at least that's my understanding of time travel. Okay, in real life it may work differently, but you can't change the past and change the future. Okay, so this whole premise, don't go back in time and change stuff, because you're not gonna be in the same timeline, and you're screwing up another timeline, or you're creating a new timeline that's gonna create problems, blah blah blah. Just don't go back in time. Okay, he learns this lesson. He finally gets back to his original timeline after having learned the lesson, after having been through the trials, after having, you know what I'm saying? He realizes that when he was younger and his mother was murdered, his dad was not home because he went to the store to go get like tomato paste or something like that. And then when he came back, he tried to remove the knife, because I think he's like a doctor or something, but that's why they framed him, because his prints were on the knife, and he was like, I'm trying to remove it, and I was at the store, blah blah blah, whatever. But when he's looked over the security footage, Barry Allen, he can see his dad at the store. He remembers what his dad was wearing. His dad was on the camera, but you can't see his face, so that's not concrete enough evidence to prove that he wasn't there. After learning why he should not go back in time, he went back in time not to save his mom, because I know not to do that. I just tried to do that and it didn't work. However, let me put the tomato cans at the top of the shelf so my dad can look up, so he can be caught on the camera. He said, let me not go back in time and do the same thing that I just did, because that's insanity. Let me go back in time and do something else. Maybe that'll work. He gets back to his future, his timeline. At the end of the movie, he's like, Batman is like, yo, I'm pulling up. And he's like, okay. And out pops George Clooney, not Ben Affleck. And this is supposed to symbolize the new DCE, the DC universe. This entire movie was pointless. It was pointless. He went through all of that just to not learn his lesson and mess up again. And now it's a whole. That's how you're gonna explain it away. That's how you're. Okay, I've talked too much. I've talked enough. I've truly talked enough. Where's the Flash? Where? Big flop, Floppiana, Flop Tina. Now, while I'm calming myself down, I was so upset after seeing this movie. I was like, I have to watch something else. So my friends and I decided to see, oh my God, go away. My friends and I decided to see The Blackening, because we were like, we need to cleanse our palate over seeing and spending money on that trash. We need to see something that we just need to, you know what I'm saying? We need to forget that ever happened. First of all, I do wish this was the title of the film. The Blackening just felt just a little isolating, like just a little like alienating of, you know, of course, whom the target audience is not, but nevertheless, like The Blackening, you know, it's fine. It's just a tiny I'm nitpicking. Now again, I feel like I have to point out bias. Again, I'm not like a horror person. I don't really watch horror movies like that, but this looked really funny and I was like, I have to see that. I have to see what it's about. You know, I thought it was gonna be like some, you know, it was giving like 2B, but I was like, I have to check it out. I have to check it out. And to my surprise, I'm not going to spoil the movie because I really believe everybody should watch this. To my surprise, this movie was actually really good. It was hilarious. Obviously, if you're not the target audience for this film, you might not understand all the jokes and you might not understand all the references and it may not be as funny to you. But if you are the target audience, y'all need to see this movie. You need to support black actors, black filmmakers, black art, black films, and go watch this movie, please. It's really funny. And you know what? I would say go watch this movie with a group of people, or even at least just one person. You need to see this movie with somebody else because it's so funny. It's so funny. And it's enjoyable, and I've watched it several times since I've seen it in the theaters. It really surprised me at how much I liked it and enjoyed it, and that's all I really have to say. So I'm gonna put The Blackening I'm gonna put it in B tier because I really enjoyed this movie. Oh yeah, I rated it. What did I rate this film? I rated this an 8 out of 10. So I'm gonna put this like, yes, definitely. If you are black, Jennifer Lawrence. That's really all you need in order for people to go see your film. Jennifer Lawrence. I'm there. I won't spoil it. Definitely go watch it. I think it's on Netflix or something. This movie was so funny, and it was so ridiculous, and it was ridiculously funny. That's really all I have to say. It was crazy and wild, but Jennifer Lawrence is great. And I don't know I can't remember his name right now, but he's really good too, and he can sing. He has a moment where he sings. He's like playing piano and singing in the movie. And it's really good. So yeah, I enjoyed No Hard Feelings, definitely. I gave No Hard Feelings. Did I put it in here? Come on. Oh my god. I didn't put it in my list. Hold on, let me go to Letterboxd real quick. I gave it 3.5 stars. What would that translate to? What is that, 7 out of 10? Yeah, 7 out of 10, 3.5 stars. It was funny. I would definitely watch it again. I'm gonna put this in B tier because I would watch it again, and I'll put, yeah, great movie. Okay, so admittedly, I did not watch No Hard Feelings when it came out, and I did not watch this when it came out, but I watched this like a few days ago. I really do wish that I saw it in theaters. I just couldn't get there, man. I like the Mission Impossible franchise. I've seen every film. I don't remember all of them, but I like them a lot, and I think that they're really great films. And yeah, this one, I'm not gonna spoil it, but this one was pretty great. She was great, and everybody was great. You know, obviously, like, Tom Cruise is a talented actor. But yeah, Mission Impossible, like, if you like action, definitely watch the Mission Impossible series. This oh my god, especially this moment in the movie right here, I was like holding my breath. I was like, oh my god. But there are many moments in this film that are kind of like, whoa, you know. There's gonna be a part 2, so I'm ready to see part 2, and I don't really have much to say other than I really enjoyed the film. Okay, I gave it 4.5 stars. So what is that, 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give Mission Impossible, I'm gonna put it in A tier. This movie was really good. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Next, we have I feel like it would be fair to say this was the most anticipated movie of this year. Okay, first of all, let me just say, when I heard a Barbie film was in production, I was ecstatic. When I found out Margot Robbie would be playing the main the lead Barbie, you know, because everybody's Barbie. When I found out she'd be the lead Barbie, it's Margot Robbie. Are you kidding? I'm sad already. When I heard Ryan Gosling was playing Ken, now I do want to be honest, I wasn't totally sold on Ryan Gosling as Ken, but I don't think it was for the other reasons that other people weren't sold. My reason is super shallow, and it's really just because I couldn't imagine him in blonde hair. That's probably a stupid reason, but I was just like, I guess, but he's not really a blonde though. But I mean, love Ryan Gosling. He's super talented, and I love his work. But oh my gosh, you guys. First of all, I'll talk about the movie. I'm gonna talk about the Barbie soundtrack in my next video, so I'm not gonna mention that now. However, wow. It is really talking about the movie, like the movie does weave with the soundtrack, and like I said, I'm a person who listens to soundtracks before the movie comes out, so it was nice listening to the soundtrack and hearing the songs in Barbie, and same thing with Across the Spider-Verse. But yeah, like, this film was incredible. I mean, it was really well written, and I think I have to point out bias. I did play with Barbies. Did I play with them in the traditional sense? No. Did I chop all their hair off in a corner of my playroom and hide it from my mother? Yeah. Did I draw on them? Yeah. All my Barbies were weird Barbies, okay? There's no right way to play with a Barbie anyways. So that's the beauty of Barbie. Performances, every single person in this film was great. There were no bad performances, and there were a lot of people in this film. I don't have enough good things to say about this film. I mean, I know I've said a lot of nothing, but all I can really say is it's written really well. The performances The performances were great. The performances were great, and it looked great. Barbie Land, the scale of Barbie Land and the homes, and just like it looked amazing, and it looked like a real, like Barbie Land came to life, you know? Yeah, love this movie. Barbie is now available on HBO Max, so you know I'm about to stream. And this movie was hilarious. It was so funny, and it wasn't like, you know, all the jokes landed, and it was amazing. Shout out to Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling and America Ferrera and Issa Rae, President Barbie, hey, and everybody else in the film. Like, again, it was just too good. So you know, this is, I mean, come on, one of the best films of the year, and actually one of my favorite films that I've ever seen, for sure. And it broke $1 billion at the box office. Hello. So yeah, I gave Barbie, what did I give Barbie? I gave Barbie, oh my god, is it not on here? Oh my god, I didn't put the Barbie movie on here? Yo. Yep, 5 stars. 10 out of 10. Barbie gets a 10 out of 10 because it was, oh my god. But speaking of 10 out of 10, so we have the newest installment of films by Christopher Nolan. Now, I was very excited to see this film, not just because of Barbenheimer, but because I am a Christopher Nolan fan, and I like Cillian Murphy, and I like all of the names on the poster. It's a great cast, and the cast is huge. The cast is huge. There's so many people in this movie. And similar to Barbie, everybody in this film had a great performance. Like, every single person in this was amazing. There was no one actor who I thought acted better than their scene partner, than the person next to them. Josh Peck, he did his thing. He did what he needed to do. Like, everybody in this film was amazing. This is the story about Robert Oppenheimer, I believe they call him the father of the atomic bomb. And what I love about this movie is it's not just like a biopic, but it's kind of an allegory, I feel, for what life is in modern day. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I also love how it wasn't just about the construction of the atomic bomb. It was definitely about the before, during, and after, and I didn't realize like how much of the story there was. And I love how it felt like 3 different, I don't know, it was definitely 3 different acts of the movie, but I'm not gonna lie, it was late when my friends and I saw this movie. However, I wasn't asleep, okay? I wasn't asleep at the end of the second act, but I was definitely like a lot more chill and relaxed. But once the third act started, I was definitely sitting up. I was dang near at the edge of my seat. Like, just the way that this movie flows is so amazing, and it's informative, and you learn so much, and it's just a great film. You know, Christopher Nolan, he doesn't miss. He truly doesn't miss. I'm not even gonna look at what I gave this movie because I know I gave it a 10 out of 10. So this is definitely going in S tier. And I saw the Barbie movie. I saw it 4 times, and then I saw Oppenheimer twice. So I didn't do the double feature, well, at least in the same day. I guess if you count the weekend, then I did do the double feature. But I saw Barbie on that Friday, and then I saw Oppenheimer on that Saturday, and then I saw Oppenheimer on Monday. So do I get points for that? So next, I think, is sleeper hit the right term? I don't know if that's the right term to describe this movie, but I remember this film did come out in theaters first for, I think, a short amount of weeks, and then it was released on Netflix. I don't think I heard about it until it was like arriving to Netflix. And I heard who was in it, and I was like, oh, great cast. John Boyega, Jamie Foxx, Teyonah Parris. Like, yeah, I'm interested. I want to see. And it's called They Clone Tyrone. So I'm like, I didn't know anything about the film going into it. I was very interested. I was wondering what this film was going to be about. I was like, cloning. That's interesting. Cloning and black people. I thought that's even more interesting. I'm not going to spoil the film because I really think everybody should see this. Because it was so good. But all I have to say is like, just the acting, it was great. There's action and there's mystery. And it's funny, and I don't know, I can't say too much without spoiling it, so I just go watch it. If it's still up on the Netflix, go watch it. They Clone Tyrone, and it's much more than They Clone Tyrone. This might have fallen under your radar. Go check out They Clone Tyrone, because this movie was really good. It was really good. Did I put it on? Dang, I guess I didn't. What is wrong with now? I'm glad I did this video, because I'm realizing there's a lot of things that are missing from my list that I'm just like not again. See, that's why I got Letterboxd. Okay, yeah, I gave it 4.5 stars, 9 out of 10. They clone Tyrone. Yeah, this film was great. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I'm gonna put it right here actually, because it was really good. It was so good. Like, if you haven't seen it, please go see it. It's so good. So here's another movie that I've been surprised by a lot of movies this year. For the most part, that was a good thing. I've been surprised in a good way. This film right here, Talk to Me. I don't want to spoil it because I really think you should watch it. But long story short, this hand right here, there's like a story behind this. I don't even know what it's made out of. It looks like it's like a clay hand, you know? And the whole premise is grab the hand and you say the words, and then you get to like talk to ghosts, and if you allow them, they can like talk through you. And that's the premise. And actually, I would say similar to Scream and actually I thought Evil Dead Rise was scarier than this, but I would say more similar to Scream. This film wasn't as scary as it was Thriller, and it's more than just a story about a possessed hand or whatever. I don't know what the lore is behind the hand, but it's really good actually. And I love movies that are multi-layered and that actually have story to them, and the story makes sense. And just watch Talk to Me. Like, if you like horror, if you like thriller, watch Talk to Me. I will say I was not aware this film taking place in Australia, so I'm not gonna lie, for like the first 10 minutes I didn't retain any dialogue because I just couldn't understand like their accents. But then after I got used to it and I was able to enjoy it. But yes, I don't know who the name of the main character. I can't remember her name right now. Yes, Sophia Wilde. Shout out to Sophia Wilde. Like, she carried this movie. Like, everybody in the movie was great, but she carried the movie. So shout out to her. And yeah, just watch Talk to Me. So I'm gonna give Talk to Me. I'm gonna put it in. What did I rate it? Because I know I have it on here. I gave Talk to Me I gave it a 7.4 out of 10. I feel like if I rewatched it, I'd definitely give it an 8. So I'm gonna put it in A actually, because I really like. You know what? I'll put it in B, but I'll put it like right here, because it was really good. And actually, I'll put it in front of John Wick Chapter 3, because I don't remember that movie too much. But yeah, Talk to Me was great. So next is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I'm not gonna lie, when my family was we were watching this movie as a family, and I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was really tired that day, and I think I was just like, I think I cleaned the kitchen in the middle of the movie so I wouldn't have to do it after, so I could just go to bed. So I missed like a good chunk of the movie, but from what I saw, it was really good. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna say the animation is great, the performances are great, it's really funny. And I guess technically I'm still a teenager, I'm 19, but I think it's really funny and accurate to how teenagers talk and act in this day and age. And it didn't feel like too forced or too like, people don't say that anymore, oh, they're trying to be relatable. No, it was actually funny, and it felt relatable, and it felt like I was watching real teenagers. And I shout out to Ice Cube. He voices one of the characters, so shout out to Ice Cube, because Ice Cube did a good job. But definitely go watch this movie. It was really good. And Iowa Debris in this movie, so go check it out. I'm putting it in S tier because I gave it a 10. I gave this movie a 10. If you don't understand why I gave it a 10, you haven't seen it. If you have seen it and you don't understand, I don't know what to tell you, because I don't want to spoil it. But this movie definitely got a 10. It was really good, and I did not realize how good it was going to be. So yeah, definitely, if you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, if you like kids films, like, definitely watch it, and watch it with your family. Watch it with people. It's definitely meant to be watched with people. Okay, we're down to the last few films. So I saw the first Meg, and I actually enjoyed it. You know, I like Jason Statham, and like, the Meg was cool. I didn't watch this in theaters. I watched it on HBO Max. When I heard this movie was coming out, I was like, oh, interesting, that's cool. But then I heard that old girl from the other movie wasn't gonna be, and I'm like, oh man, but the little girl is still in it, so that's cool. But yeah, the Meg 2, like, it's more stuff about, you know, if you've seen Meg 1, Meg 2 was just some more stuff. But you know what I will say about this film is I kind of I enjoyed that it wasn't the same. I enjoyed that they explored like different plot lines and different things surrounding like the trench, the Mariana Trench, and like the cloud. And I liked how it wasn't just like another shark, you know. I like how there was like a story behind it and stuff like that. But yeah, it was cool. I guess I'd probably watch it again, not anytime soon, but just I'd watch it again at some point. I gave this one, I didn't rate this one, so I'm just gonna rate it now. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. It gets 3 stars. It was Well, let me do, I'm gonna give it like a 5.9. I'll get a 5.9 and I'll put it in C tier. Like I said, it was fine. That's all really. Okay, so I'm down to the last 3 films. You can obviously see what they are here, but I have to say this video is taking a lot longer to film than I thought, and I know even if I cut it down, it's still gonna be very long. So I'm gonna split this video into 2 parts. So I'll just post them a day apart, honestly, because I'm not gonna make you guys wait. So yeah, if you're watching this on the day it's out, then the next part will be out tomorrow, because this is taking way too long and I'm not gonna sit here for another 90 minutes talking about these movies. So you'll get part 2 tomorrow. So Blue Beetle, I didn't watch Blue Beetle in theaters. I couldn't catch it. I wanted to see it in theaters. Now I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think this was gonna be Best Picture. Okay, I didn't like the CGI of the suit from the trailers. I really didn't like how it looked, and that it's more than a nitpick. Like it brings the movie down for me. I didn't really enjoy that specific design, but yeah, I watched it the other day and I gave it a 5.7. Now that might seem harsh. I don't know. I'm really trying to be nice. I don't want to be mean to this film because I know that it's really important, and I know that it's like it's really important for representation, you know, as well. I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite. That's all I can say. I feel really bad. Also, I felt like her performance could have been like a lot better. I wasn't into it. I was every time I saw her on screen, I was like, you know, I just thought she could do better. But you know, again, this is my personal opinion. So you know, please don't take it seriously. This is just you know, if you like the film, then I'm glad that you liked it. But yeah, this just really wasn't for me. I mean, I think that Sholo, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think he did a great job, and I liked the dynamic that he had with his family. I thought that was really strong, and I really loved the scenes when they were all together. I think the Blue Beetle suit was cool. I did not like the mask, or whenever we saw it from Jaime's perspective, I didn't like how it looked. I would watch Blue Beetle again, and honestly, if I saw it again, I probably would like it more. I feel like this is one of those movies where, you know, you can learn to love it over time, and that's probably what will happen. That's most likely what will happen. So I'll put it in C. Second to last film that I'll be talking about, the first 4 games. Have I beaten them? Heck no. I quit after the first night. Or maybe I don't think I made it more than like 3 nights in any of the games, to be honest. I've been in this for a while, and I know a lot. I don't know every single thing, but I know a lot of the FNAF lore, okay? Watching the movie, I thought it was really interesting, just seeing it like visually and in story form, and I thought it was really interesting. Watching it from the perspective of a fan and knowing that this isn't meant to be Best Picture, like, you're able to enjoy it and have fun, and I enjoyed it. I thought that, you know, Mike and his sister were like, you know, it was sweet seeing them together, and I'm not going to spoil the movie if you haven't seen it, but if you like Five Nights at Freddy's, definitely see the movie. I think you'll like it. I did enjoy it, actually. I think I enjoyed it more than some people, but yeah. To my surprise, again, not spoiling anything, but to my surprise, the animatronics weren't as scary as I thought, but I guess there's a reason for that. If you watch the movie, you'll find out, but I thought it was cool. The Easter eggs were nice. MatPat, I was like, yo, that's cool. That's MatPat. It was fun. I liked it. I gave it 7.3, so I'm gonna put it in C just because it's a low 7, but I really liked it. So yeah. So the final film that I'll be talking about in this specific video, oh my, this light is so like, yo. The final film I'll be talking about in this video is going to be, well, you can see it already, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, I definitely skipped over this earlier when I was going through my photos, so I thought I'd just save it till the end, just to end out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, this is one that I'm not going to spoil. If you like Guardians of the Galaxy, if you like if you like comic books, if you like Marvel comic books, if you like action and adventure, if you like any of these actors that you see right here, watch this film. If you haven't, you don't need to see all the Marvel movies. You just need to watch 1 and 2, and then you can watch this one, okay? Because that's how James Gunn does it, okay? He's not worried about what's happening outside of his films. He's like, no, let me make sure that this can stand alone, and I don't gotta worry about too much extra information, so people are like, oh my my god, what's happening? I don't know if I totally loved Adam Warlock. I do love Will Poulter. Is that how you, I think that's how you say his name. I do love him as an actor, and I think he did a good job for what the script wanted for Adam Warlock. And the other little thing that I'll say is just like the ending. I just thought it would be slightly different, and I was expecting something to happen, but that thing didn't happen. But you know what? It's fine that it didn't happen. So just nitpicking here. But yeah, everybody was great. Of course, I gave this film I gave it something else at the time, but now the time has passed. I'm gonna chalk it up to like 8.9. So I'm gonna give it an 8.9. So as much as I would love to put it in S tier, all of my S tiers are 10s. Okay, I'm gonna put it in A, and I'm gonna put it right here. So out of all of these films right here, it goes Spider-Man and on, John Wick and on, Scream 5 and on, Fast X and on, and then this is the last. So this is last. This is my least favorite. And you know what? Even out of part 2 of my list, I think this is still gonna be last. But okay, yeah, I guess that's all I have for right now. And just so you can see all the films here, yeah, I already was planning on having 2 tier lists because I had way too many pictures to put them in one, but I did not know it was gonna take this long. It's almost 5 o'clock. I started at like 2:30. So yeah, we're not I'm refinishing this tomorrow because I'm gonna come back to this tomorrow. This is taking too long. But yeah, this is the first list, and the second one, I don't think the second one has as many, so it shouldn't be too long. But yeah, that's how it is. I'll leave a link below if you wanna make your own list and make your own ranking. Please let me know if you have any opinions on any of the films that I talked about. Yeah, thank you for watching. I know this video is already super long. I promise you I tried not to make it super long, but thank you so much for watching. If you were to subscribe, that'd be cool. If not, that's okay. My link tree is down below with all of my links, so you can follow me elsewhere if you choose to. I have a lot of things coming out. I'm excited for 2024. It's a lot that's happening. I still got 2 videos after that. You guys are getting an extra video. Alas, it is the same topic, but you're getting an extra video from me. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow or in my next video. I'll see you when I see you. You know what it is. Bye. M'Baku says bye.